My encounter with Jesus Christ and my visit to hell 7 times. Warning to Christian women about using WEAVEON, hair attachments, make UPS and other beauty products Part 2. Then Jesus took me to another place in hell, and I saw broken bodies, half hands, half legs, and various things. Then I was surprised these people were being tormented by the devils in these conditions. As I asked Jesus, why are they here? Jesus said, these are the people that died in accidents, the way they died in accidents, that is how they entered hell. We left that place and moved forward a bit and Jesus showed me a woman. The woman was crying and lamenting. I was looking and asking, why is this woman here? Jesus told me, look at the woman very well. I looked at the woman and I discovered she was someone I knew in my village in Edo State. I know her very well. This woman was crying bitterly. Jesus told me she was in hell because of the sin of adultery. When she lost her husband, she began committing adultery with various men. She joined multitude to do evil. She has forgotten the Bible that we should not join multitude to do evil. Then Jesus took me to another place where I saw a lady of about 22 to 24 years. She was crying seriously, beating her fingers, regretting. I looked at her and asked Jesus, why is she in hell? Jesus said, when she was on earth, she was so zealous and so dedicated to me, but examination malpractices brought her to hell. Simple, because she did not want to fail the last exam she wrote. She engaged herself in examination malpractices, having the mind of repenting when she get home, but on her way going home she had an accident and never survived it. Now she is in hell crying, but no chance to come back to earth again. Jesus said it was too late. I tried to beg Jesus, but he said, it was too late. The torment in hell is of different kinds. The torment they will give to a believer is different from the torment they will give to an unbeliever, and the torment of unbelievers will be different from that will be given to unbelievers that serve the devil, like sorcerers and native doctors, but all the same there is no torment that is palatable in hell. The places prepared for pastors is different from the places prepared for Christians, and also different from that of unbelievers, native doctors, witches. We moved forward a bit where I saw 7 ladies and 2 men crying and lamenting, begging for help. Then I asked Jesus, why are they here? Jesus said, insatisfaction, jealousy, envy, brought them to this place. They are never satisfied with what they have, that is why they are here. Then I remembered the Bible warned us not to be jealous in Proverbs 6:34. Just as we were about to leave hell, I saw a woman being dragged by the demons into hell. I asked Jesus, why are they dragging this woman? He said, this is a soul that just gave up. When we came out of hell, Jesus told me, look up. When I looked up, I saw a tiny road. It was very tiny. Jesus said, this is the road that leads to my kingdom, and very few people are walking on this road. Take heed so that you will not enter into the road of destruction. Then Jesus returned my spirit back into my body, and I opened my eyes and found myself at the church premises. I discovered I was lying down at the center of the church. I cried, I wept, I couldn't say anything to anybody even when I was asked to explain what I saw. On the next day, as I was going to my place of work, I could still hear the cries of people in my memory as I heard it in hell, and the bad smells. I burst into tears and cried even at my working place. I saw Jesus beside me. He looked at me and he started crying. As he looked at me he said, this is why I shed tears every day, because most of the people that die on earth are trooping to hell. Then he told me, do not keep this message to yourself, go and share it to the world. Jesus said, I will come and take you for 7 times. That was when he gave me that promises. At my place of work, I couldn't do anything. The lady sitting beside me asked me, why are you crying? I looked at her, but I didn't even know how to start the explanation of my experience. I told her, you won't understand. After a while I told my supervisor, please sign the gate ticket for me, I am going home. When I got home, I lied down in front of my house and Jesus appeared to me again. He was writing something in the air and I could not read it because it was as if it was written in a shorthand. After he finished writing it, he interpreted it in English and he said, this is the song for my second coming. The words of the song goes thus, tell my people heaven is real, tell my people I am coming soon. They have been captured by the devil, their heart is far away from me. Tell my people to give me their heart, I no longer strive with any. For how long will they cause me tears? For how long will I weep for them? Tell my people, tell them, hell is real. Tell my people, tell them, my coming is near. Then my second visitation, it happened on the 3rddec 2006. It was a vigil going on in the church. As this vigil was going on, immediately the prayer started. I felt the same way I felt the previous time. I was so weakened before I knew it, I fell under his presence. Lying on the ground again half dead, I saw Jesus towards my direction. He stood beside me and lifted my hand up, and he said, I have come again to show you something. Then immediately we left the church premises and we found ourselves at the Broadway, but this time around we did not walk on the road, instead a mighty wind picked us and we landed at the gate of hell. We entered through the gate, but lo and behold, everything I saw before seemed to have increased. The smell got increased, the crying and torture got increased. As I was wonder, Jesus took me to a place where I saw 7 pastors. They were preaching and lamenting in hell. Then I asked Jesus, why are these pastors here? Jesus said, these are the so-called pastors that turn my words upside down. Then among those 7 pastors, he pointed at one of them and said, look at that pastor. Then I looked at that pastor and he told me that pastor was once a pastor in Assemblies of God Church. Jesus said, this pastor has lead people to my kingdom. My spirit was once with him but he got discouraged. I was wondering what Jesus meant by that. Why was he discouraged? I asked Jesus. Jesus said, because of childlessness. People were mocking him. He would pray for barren couples and they will have children. They mocked him telling him that, can't you pray for yourself? Jesus said, when he got discouraged, he went to seek for help where there is no help. Then Jesus said, have you forgotten I said in the book of Jeremiah 32:27, behold I am the Lord, the God of all flesh, is there anything too hard for me? Straight away, Jesus took me to the left-hand side in hell, just as I explained previously that there are different parts in hell. It is just like a human shape. There is the left-hand side, right-hand side, the belly, and the heart of hell. When we got to the left-hand side of hell, I saw a little boy of about 11 to 12 years of age crying and lamenting in hell. I looked at this boy and asked, why is this boy here? Jesus said, disobedience. The boy came from a Christian home but disobedience brought him to hell. I felt so sorry for the boy because the torment he was being given was more than what a child of such age could bear. He is too small to be bearing the same torment with others. I begged Jesus to help him but Jesus said it was too late. So many people believe that Jesus is not that wicked to send his children to hell, but I am telling you, I am a living testimony of hell. Please do not go to hell. Hell is real and heaven is real. Then comes my third visitation. Then I actually knew Jesus is a faithful Father. He promised to visit me 7 times. It happened on the 20th of February 2007, while preparing for my exams, I decided to have a little rest. All of a sudden, I saw myself seriously shivering. I stood up and used my wrapper to cover myself. I was still shivering and imagining what was happening to me. All of a sudden I saw Jesus seated beside me. I was surprised it is Jesus again. The previous times I saw Jesus, I was never able to look at his face because of the glory that emanated from his face. Immediately he tapped me and said, come, I have something to show you. Immediately we left my room and we discovered ourselves at the gate of heaven. Seeing the gate of heaven, I was so happy. It was so beautiful, so big, so mighty, so sparkling. There is nothing I can use to compare the gate of heaven. I was very excited. Then I saw angels at the gate of heaven cleaning their trumpets and some were raising up their trumpets. Then I asked Jesus, why are these angels cleaning and raising up their trumpets? Jesus said, can't you see? My angels are ready but my people are not ready. Any moment from now the trumpet will be blown. Then Jesus entered through the gate and told me to enter. Then I entered. When I entered heaven, what I saw was so glorious, it was as if we were walking on a transparent glass. Everything was so beautiful and so sparkling. It is actually a paradise indeed. I was so joyous looking at that place. Jesus showed me so many things. He showed me golden mansions, he showed me different kinds of animals, but these animals were not hurtful. Then he took me to the praise hall. In that praise hall, melodious worship was coming out. I looked at those in the praise hall. All of them were in white, including the hair on their heads. There was no single stain on them. At first I thought they were angels, but when I walked closer, I discovered that they are saints. I was enjoying the melodious songs, I felt like joining them, but Jesus beckoned at me that this is not what I brought you here for. Jesus said, I want to show you something. From heaven Jesus said, look. Immediately I looked, I saw hell, and in hell I could see demons and devils working tirelessly, preparing places for people and Christians. I was wondering, from heaven again, seeing hell. Just as I was meditating these, we landed down to hell. I was surprised how so often. Jesus said, this is why you should go and sound this warning to every Christian. My encounter with Jesus Christ and my visit to hell 7 times. Warning to Christian women about using WEAVEON, hair attachments, make UPS and other beauty products Part 2. Then Jesus took me to another place in hell, and I saw broken bodies, half hands, half legs, and various things. Then I was surprised these people were being tormented by the devils in these conditions. As I asked Jesus, why are they here?